Hi everyone, this is Krista and welcome to the Feminine Takeoff. I'm actually so excited about the topic that we're going to discuss today, and I can't wait to actually hear what you all have to say about it, because at the end I will be actually asking you for your input in the comments. So I'm actually really excited to read all of that input and so on and forth. So let's get started, shall we? So the topic of today's video is actually going to be 5 things a feminine woman never shares with a man. Let me actually pour a little bit of tea for myself. My throat is dry. Okay, I am hydrated. Let's begin. Point number 1 in 5 things a feminine woman never shares with a man is her worth. Her explaining her worth. That is something you don't have to share with a man, especially if you are not pursuing. Usually as a feminine woman, we don't go pursuing the men, right? They see what they like or they feel what they like and they approach us. So if a man who saw you and decided to pursue you doesn't see your worth, then why, ask yourself and him, why does he want to pursue you? Is it for selfish reasons? Is it for physical reasons, lust reasons? Is it financial reasons? Why is it then? If he saw you and didn't see your worth, and after having a conversation with you, after going on dates with you, after courting you, and so on and forth, if he does not see your worth, or if he needs you to explain that to him, then really you should be asking yourself, what did he see that would make him want to even spend the time that he's been spending, the resources or the effort that he's been spending? And if he has not been spending the time, resources, or energy on you, then it is simply that man probably should not be in your vicinity, in your energy. You should not be entertaining a guy who's not spending energy. But if he is spending energy, time, and effort on you, getting to know you, courting you, yet he still has questions about your worth, leave him wondering. And you don't have to explain that to him. If he doesn't see it, he will never see it. If you have to explain to someone your worth, you will have to keep explaining why they should keep you around. And feminine ladies, that is one battle, one rabbit hole that I promise you probably do not want to go down. I promise. So point number 1 again is your worth. If you have to explain your worth to someone, especially a man who is supposed to be pursuing you, then I would honestly carefully reconsider as a feminine woman, as a feminine being, why I am even entertaining this person. Because why would someone pursue something that they don't think has worth, that they don't see worthy? What is he that then? Is he pursuing you, or is he pursuing your finances? Is he pursuing your body? Is he pursuing anything that's not fully encompassing you, something that you have instead? So again, ask yourself or reconsider your relationship, your engagement with this guy, your interaction with this man, if you find yourself explaining or speaking your worth to a man. Point number 2 in things that a feminine woman never shares or tells a man is anything that you would not tell your father. Would you tell your father about someone you've been with physically outside of wedlock or even in wedlock? Will you tell your father about, something that is supposed to be an intimate thing between you and someone else? Hopefully not, okay? I can't imagine why you would. So don't also share with any man, especially a man who's pursuing you, who's courting you, who's wanting to be your provider, your husband, your protector. Your father protects and provides for you. Hopefully, a healthy father does. Even if you don't have a father in your life who does, usually you understand that as a feminine woman, the male in your life or the masculine role in your life is to protect and provide for you. So when you are being in the courting stage, or you are headed towards marriage or a union and so on and forth, that man also is a provider and a protective figure. So if you wouldn't share this information with your father, who is a protector and a provider figure, why would you share this with a man who's supposed to be or become your provider or your protector? Stay away from doing that, ladies, unless you are going through therapy, couples therapy, with your husband or with your life partner, with someone who has honored you enough to decide to live a life with you, and you've both decided to go through couples therapy or a healing journey, and he needs that information in order to fully protect and provide for you or help you or go down the path of healing with you. I'll give you an example. I've told you, feminine women, that I have been assaulted before previously. So if I share my experience, my past with someone, is as it relates to, a physical past or path of trauma with my husband or with someone that I am seeing or progressing with in that light as my provider and protector, it is not for me to share it just for the sake of sharing it. It is for me to share it so that they can understand the wound that I've had or the wound that I have regarding the fact, okay? So, and if I am to even share that information with my father, it would truly be to start a healing process. And also, when you're sharing this information, don't share it just for the sake of sharing it. You only share trusting information with people who have shown you that they are to be trusted. If you don't share something with someone who hasn't shown you that they can protect you, they can provide for you, they have a safe space to hold whatever it is that you are sharing with them. So again, feminine ladies, point number 2 is don't share or tell a man anything as a feminine woman that you would not share with your father. You wouldn't share with your father a dishonorable past, a dishonorable experience, unless that you sharing that is for them to help you heal, protect you, or understand you so that it doesn't happen again. So again, because you wouldn't share that kind of information with your father, don't share that information with a man unless he is specifically in the path of helping you heal, in the path or in the tangible process of protecting and providing for you. Okay, feminine ladies? So now let's move on to point number 3. Point number 3, in things that as a feminine woman you should not share with a man. Forgive me if there's some, my windows are very big, so if there's a motorcyclist making tricks. Point number 3 is never share with a man anything that you would not share with the IRS or anything that you would not share with a financial institute. Your social security number, your bank information, and so on and forth. Okay? I know that a lot of my viewers are from all over the world. So if the IRS, if you don't know what the IRS is, it's like they take care of like tax, income, and so on and forth. So just income and taxes and money, financial things. So why I'm saying that you should not share any of those type of information with a man, especially a man who is not on the path of marrying you, is because femininity is not boastful. There's no reason for you to start telling a man, I make this much money, I do this much. Why are you telling him that? So that he can use you? So that he can rob you? Why would you need to share that information? Men usually are the ones who are like, I make this much money, because they want to show off on how they can protect you, how they can provide things for you. So why, as a feminine woman, do you feel the need to share your financial acquisitions with anyone other than the reason of being boastful, or other than a reason of an ego trip? There is literally no reason, okay? So unless that man has provided for you or in the path of providing for you, and that is the reason why you need to share those important information, don't share it. I will tell you all, we've all made mistakes. If you've already shared it, revoke it, take it back, take it away, put a lock on it. I don't know, some, in the US, there are now places where if anybody types in your social security number or anything like that, it will give you an alert. You can even report it. There will be a report that's given to you. So if you share those kind of information with anyone who you're not in a union or marriage with, take measures to make sure that they don't use that and steal from you or take from you. If you have not already shared it, don't share those things with a man who hasn't done something as simple as honor you enough to be his wife, his partner, or anything like that. You don't need to share that information. Why are you telling him how much money you have? Are you going to give him that money? Are you going to share that money with him just for fun? Probably not, or hopefully not. So you don't need to tell him how much money you have. You don't need to tell him about your social security. Why do you need to share your social security with him? Is he opening a bank account for you? Is he opening an account that's going to help you grow? No. So why are you sharing that information? That information can be truly used to hurt you in the wrong hands. So ladies, be mindful of how you share, especially financial information. Let's move on to point number 4. Point number 4 in things not to share as a feminine woman with a man is anything that you feel uncomfortable sharing with a man or with anyone, okay? If you are uncomfortable sharing something, you don't need to share it just because they're asking you, especially if this person has not honored you enough to be your husband or your life partner or in some sort of union with you. Okay? If he cannot respect you enough to give you that kind of safety in society, in religion, in spirituality, you don't respect him enough to share those private informations about you, whatever information that is. And also in point number 4, I want you all to repeat something with me. And I want you all to repeat with me. I, as a beautiful feminine being that I am not obligated to share anything with any man who has not honored me enough to make me his wife. Okay? You are not obligated to share any information with any man who has not honored you enough to make you his wife or a life partner or anything of the sort. If you've been coerced, if you've been bullied, if you've been pushed or arm twisted into doing so, you always have the right to revoke your power from anyone that you've given it to accidentally. No, thank you, no more. I gave you this information, I'm gonna change it. I gave you this password, I'm gonna change it now. Okay? Anyone who doesn't respect you enough to be in a union with you, in a marital union with you, doesn't respect you enough to receive any information from you. Okay? So point number 5, that's my final point. Point number 5 is anything that you have repeated more than 3 times. My rule is more than twice, but we're going to be a little bit graceful here. You as a feminine being, as a feminine woman, should not share anything with a man that you have been vulnerable enough and expressive enough that was important enough for you to share more than 3 times. If after the 3rd time you feel like you have to repeat that or share that again, that means that he was not listening, he does not care, and he does not want to hear you or hear it. So give him the respect of not sharing anything with him that he doesn't want to hear or care about hearing. Ladies, if you find yourself repeating yourself over and over again about the same thing to a man, I would have to honestly reconsider as a feminine woman why I'm in that situation. Seriously, just think about it. You won't have to repeat yourself painfully over and over again to someone who respects you or values you. If you find yourself repeating yourself over and over again and painfully or begging or pleading over and over again to someone, that means they don't respect and value you. Take the little bit of grace you have, take the little bit of self-respect or whatever you have left and walk away. Give it to God even if you must. But do not keep giving something to someone, especially your words, especially in information, especially a desire, if they don't even care to hear it the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd time. Ladies, I just want to tell you a little small message. Please remember, when you're speaking, always ask yourself, why am I sharing this information? Ask yourself, why am I speaking? Okay, because sometimes we find ourselves talking and talking and talking, and then we sometimes might even feel like we can't stop because we've already started. Maybe some of us might even be uncomfortable with that silence. Don't be uncomfortable with silence. When you find yourself speaking, sharing, or oversharing, ask yourself, why am I sharing this? Why? Just ask yourself that simple question. Why am I sharing this? If the answer to that question is not pleasurable or favorable to you, then reroute. Okay, I always give this analogy. Imagine you're in a car driving, or worse, imagine you are a pilot in the air flying and you realize you're going down the wrong path. What are you gonna do? Keep going because you're already on the wrong path? No. If you're using a GPS, the GPS is going to say rerouting, recalculating. If you're in the air, you realize you're going down the wrong path, you either land or you find a way to get into the right path. But you don't just keep going because you feel like, oh, it's over for you. It's never over for you. Once you realize the right path, you can just change into that right path. It's never too late to start all over in your truth, in your right path, no matter when it is that you realize that. So again, please remember to ask yourself, why am I speaking? Why am I sharing this information? Is it because they're gonna help me with something? Is it because I feel like there's a wound I need to close with my words? Why am I sharing this information? And also, ladies, when you find yourself speaking continuously for more than 3 minutes, and 3 minutes is a very long time, but when you find yourself speaking continuously for 3 minutes, I need you to slowly come to a stop, take a deep breath, and during that deep breath, ask yourself, why am I speaking? If you lost the reason why, or the reason why doesn't make sense to you, it's okay to stop speaking. And then if you're with someone, say, what about you? Or what do you think about this? What has been your experience with this? Okay? You don't have to keep talking and talking and talking just because you are a woman. Feminine women do not do that. You listen before you speak so that you can understand why you are speaking. That will be all for today, ladies. Thank you so much for taking time to tune in with me. And I actually want to challenge you. This is your part now to share with me what is something that you will not share with a man, especially a man that you are not married to or you are not in a safe union with. What is that? I would love to hear it in the comments. I love hearing from you, ladies. And lastly, I really want to take time to thank you for being a part of this community. I'm really grateful and even humbled by this amazing feminine community that we are building together. So please continue to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel so it can have more reach and grow to attain and touch more women who are pursuing or want to pursue their femininity journey. Thank you all again so much for taking time to watch me here with the Feminine Takeoff. And as always, let's take off to better ourselves. Mwah.